for a good portion of the game. We played the way we wanted to play. The third quarter, we were very flat on both ends, and that's where the game was decided. We know how we need to play. We know how we play when we're playing at our best, and we're a good team when we play the way we're supposed to. And it's just about us doing that for more of the 48 minutes. We have times where we're really locked in defensively and physical and rebounding as a team, and then we drift away from it for a brief period. And then we have times where we're really moving the ball and our spacing's great, and then we drift away from that for a period. So it's about the group sticking together, staying focused on what we can control. There are going to be nights where free throw shooting is not great. There's going to be times where you turn the ball over at a tough time, and that's just part of the game. But there is a lot of the game that we do control, our approach, our mental focus, and that's what we have to focus on as we move into this next stretch of home games.
Is there something that's derailing that focus?
I don't think there's any one thing that's getting in the way. I think we just have to stick to what we're doing. I think everybody on our team has very good intent. I think everybody wants to win. I think at times when the game gets tough, things aren't going your way, you can go into your default mode, and sometimes that's when we play a little bit too much isolation. The ball doesn't move around as much, and that's natural. So we just have to continue to emphasize the way that we play as a team. We have to continue to emphasize rebounding as a team, which I think for a lot of the game we did well. Some of the plays in the first half, Drummond got a couple tips that he got credited for, and we ended up coming up with the rebound. But it just has to be a full 48 minutes of that focus, because for our team, especially in those areas, we can't drift away from it, because we need everybody to be locked in all those areas.
Was going with Doak over Walker in those stretches, was that just because Drummond is more kind of like a traditional big body center? Or?
Yeah, I like Doak's physicality. Walker has done a lot of things very well, and I thought in that his first run, I thought that Drummond's physicality bothered him a little bit. I thought Doak would give us a good presence. I was actually really happy with how he played. He rebounded well, set good screens. I was really happy for Doak. Again, it's not easy, having not played much at all this season, to be thrown in the middle of that game against a team like that. So really happy for Doak that he stayed ready and performed the way he did. His physicality, I thought, was what we needed at that moment.
Did you guys get away from some of the stuff that you were doing earlier in the game, in the third quarter, particularly when they made their run and kind of caught you guys a little bit?
Yeah, I think, we are, at least going into tonight, we're the best off-ball offense in the NBA. And I thought that in that third quarter, we got away from that a little bit, played a little bit too much pick and roll. The ball got a little bit stagnant. I thought that, we really just lacked the necessary energy on both ends of the court. We're at our best when we're flying around on both sides of the ball, and I didn't think we had that in that third quarter.
Coach, you get an extended homestand here. What's your plan for practice? I know that's been hard to get practice in.
Yeah, we're going to be practicing on these days, in between the games. But our main focus right now is getting our legs back underneath us. Everybody getting to, get some sleep, get some recovery with our medical team. It's great that we're not leaving on a plane tomorrow, which has been kind of the feeling here lately, that we play a home game and then we're right on to a plane. So I think it'll be nice for everybody to wake up tomorrow and just be able to come to the gym without a bag packed.
What do you say about Lauri's game today?
Lauri was very good, especially in the first half. I think, because we play an equal opportunity style when we're flowing up and down, I think that's an area where, as a team, we have to do a better job of recognizing when somebody really has it going. He's drawing a lot of attention from defenses now. That hasn't slowed his production that much, but I think he's a really good player, very versatile. But I really do think that there are moments of the game where it feels like we forget that he has 30 points. I love when we move the ball around. I love that everybody is aggressive, but I do think there's moments where we can recognize the hot hand a little bit better. But overall, I think Lauri did a great job, mixing up his game. Obviously, his 3-ball was falling tonight, which made it all seem good.
Earlier in the season, you said that you never were going to get mad at someone for missing their free throws, but I think under 40% is pretty
Right
bad.
at 40.
Right at 40?
Yeah. I'll ask them, but I don't think that any of them were trying to miss.
That's
So
probably
it's
fair.
hard to, I don't really know what I would say.
Yep.
Damn it, you should make them.
Do
That seems like it would just be wasted time for myself and the players. They work on free throws a lot. It's pretty, we've had a couple of these games this year where it's not bad, it's like way bad. That's life in basketball, I guess. But yeah, I trust that all of our guys are walking up to the free throw line with the intent to make them.
Taylor's had a couple of over 5, 1 for 5 kind of nights in the last few, and I'm just kind of curious if you've seen him through, with good games compared to bad games with him, or what are you telling him at this time?
Yeah, I think Taylor's in a tough role coming off the bench as a primary ball handler. I think recently his shot distribution has gone more towards 3 balls and less towards attacking. I think Taylor's at his best when he's attacking the paint for himself or for his teammates. I think his 3s are sort of like the icing on the cake. I'm not saying that he's not a good shooter. He's shown that he can make 3s, but we have plenty of other guys on our team whose identity is a little bit more 3-point shooting, and I think Taylor needs to continue to use his strengths of attacking the paint first, and then the 3s are kind of the secondary part of it. That's the only thing that stands out to me. For the most part, I think the 3 balls that he's taken have been pretty good. He's been pretty open, and he's just missed, but he has a real gift to get to the basket, get himself in the paint. I thought when he was, he had those 4 or 5 really good games in a row. I thought that his first instinct was to attack the paint, and I think he's gotten away from that just a little bit. But that could also be partly just the moments of the game that he's in and who he's playing with and the situations that he ends up with the ball. So I'll watch the film tonight and see if there's anything I can do to help him, put him in some better spots so he can use his gifts.
We've talked about all 3 of these guys, Nikhil, Talon, Colin, a lot since Mike went out. And I know that obviously you don't want Mike hurt, but is it a silver lining that you're able to kind of experiment a little with them and get them more opportunities so you know what you have later on?
Absolutely. I think the hardest part at this level is that you have 15 pro basketball players on your team and not all of them can play. They're all good players. They wouldn't be here if they weren't. And so, moments of the season where you have injuries, it gives you an opportunity to see other guys. It gives them an opportunity to show kind of what they've got and what they can bring to the table. So, I don't mean this in a bad way. I haven't thought about Mike once in the last 3 or 4 days. Just this is who we have, and it's about this group right now. And I think all 3 of those guys have had good moments and tough moments. They're all still so young in their careers. Like, they have so far to go. The ceilings on them, we're not sure what they are yet, but I think it's been great to get to see all of them play extended minutes. It's very hard to play basketball in really short stretches. You get 3.5 minutes, and by the time you start sweating, you get subbed out. So I think it's been great to see all them kind of get into the flow of the game a little bit. And they all have stuff that they can bring to the table for us.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
As well. Kelly, what went differently in that second half than what was happening in the first?
That's a good question. And I think they played well in the second half. They made some shots, got some key offensive rebounds, some key turnovers that led to points. We had some good shots. We didn't make some. I don't know what our percentages were by half, but maybe we shot the ball better in the first half. I don't know. And then, obviously we missed a few free throws as well down the stretch. Could have helped, and they capitalized.
That sequence, you turn the ball over, Sexton gets the clear path foul,
Yeah,
and then there's another turnover.
yeah.
Is that tough to come back from a moment
Definitely.
where?
It was a bad turnover by me. And then it's clear path. Obviously, it's 2 and the ball, and now it goes from whatever it was, 3, 4 to 8, and then you turn it over again, and now it's 10, and then now you got a real uphill climb.
What have you guys talked about amongst yourselves finishing games, just, in this 5-game stretch right here?
Yeah, when things aren't going well, it's human nature to kind of try and do more and try and do it yourself a little bit. What was so good for us during the beginning of the year when we were winning is we were just playing so well together, moving the ball, trusting each other, trusting the calls, the plays, trusting each other on both ends of the floor, and then stepping up and making plays when they had to be made. And I think we'll get back to that, but it's just it's tough to when you're under a microscope, a magnifying glass, and stuff's not going well for a few games in a row. You got to just trust and rely on each other and make the right plays and know that your teammate will pick you up.
Have some of this losing streak come down to, because a lot of these games are 1 and 2 possession games
Yeah.
down the stretch. So has it come down to little subtle things that you guys have been doing earlier in the season that you haven't been doing?
Yeah, it comes down to plays. Because a lot of the end of the game is momentum. A made shot here, a defensive rebound here, a stop here, a bucket, whatever it is. A call can go your way sometimes, or it doesn't go your way sometimes. Kills your momentum. There's a lot of minute things in a game that. If it goes the other way, you never know, what'll happen. Especially in these tight ones that are possession games down the stretch.
You guys have lost 3 of the last 4 in Salt Lake, but they've kind of been weird one-offs instead of a long stretch like you have now. So what advantage does that have, just having 6 straight at home and 8?
Yeah, you get to sleep in your own bed. We don't go to the airport right now and fly out and check in, check out, bus here, bus there. You can kind of get into a little rhythm, a little routine, get some rest. Recharge and come out in front of our home fans and enjoy Utah.
Good, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.